Favors. Yeah. Favors. Yeah. Okay.
We, as parents, want to make the child know more than he's capable of knowing
at that time.
just came out and you expecting him to pick that coat up off the floor. What kind of craziness is that, you know?
Yeah. No, let it be known. Just say what's on your mind. Speak your heart. Yeah.
Welcome to our show, Real Talk. My name is Amina. I'm your host today. And we have Latoya and Amina as part of the panel. We're discussing today why do people do what they do? And why do they say what they say? And how should I feel about it? Also, why aren't we happy in our own bodies? Why do we just not feel good in our own bodies? Latoya, what you think about that?
I think it's deeply rooted. May go back to childhood, dealing with peers at school, siblings, those in parenting positions, whether it's mom and dad or grandma's aunt and cousins, whatever. I think the damage has been done in terms of them being negative towards them, pointing out things that, you know, oh, you're too big, you eat too much, or you're not pretty enough. And due to that, they don't see self-worth, self-value. They don't feel like they're accepted. So I think a lot of those reasons could be the reasons as to why people don't like themselves or may not be comfortable in their own bodies.
I mean,
yeah, and I think a lot of have to do with society. A lot have to do with TV.
Oh, yeah.
Want to fit in, want to be like a celebrity.
Yeah.
You know, want to be like that. If you're chubby, you want to be like that skinny friend. You know, just a lot of society.
Yeah.
Has to do with a lot of with society.
Yeah.
and going back to the parenting, a lot of times, did nobody teach us how to parent?
Yeah.
So a lot of things we did wrong with parenting. And I think the main thing for parents is not to beat themselves up for the mistakes that they made, because when you know better,
You do better, right?
Yeah, because there's no manual. So
Yeah.
we're just doing the best we can with what we have. And we need to stay educated. We need to know the different stages of development in our children, because our children at certain stages do certain things. And then a lot of times too, we as parents want to make the child know more than he's
Than what
capable
Yeah.
of
Of
knowing.
knowing at that time.
Just came out and you
Yeah.
expecting him to pick that coat up
Yeah.
off the floor. What
Yeah.
kind of craziness is that, you know?
Yeah.
You know, it's the way we think sometimes is just,
So
it
basically,
behooves me.
Yeah.
so basically, based on their abilities and their comprehension, you're supposed to give them certain things at certain times
Yeah.
and expect certain things at certain times. So
You know?
That's interesting.
Yeah, it's very interesting. The fact that we don't know. They say what you don't know won't hurt you, but
It
that's
will.
a lie.
It
It will
does.
kill you.
Yeah.
You better know it, baby,
It
or you're
does.
going to be dead. But I guess you say you're dead, you don't make no difference anyway. You know?
Wow.
But you know,
Yeah,
you better know it. You need to get educated. Stay educated, especially when it comes to humans. You need to get educated.
yeah.
So, okay, let's go with why do people do what they do and say what they say? And how should I feel about it? For Tori, what do you think about that?
What do I think about that? About it, I think people. Some people are people pleasers. They're trying to do things to fit in, to be with the crowd. They say the things they say and do the things they do based on their surroundings, what they're exposed to, whether it be at home, school, the workplace. And a lot of times, from them being exposed too young, too early, well, then we get the behavior that we get from the children. Some of them, they think it's cool to be walking around with guns and hurting people, or for the girls, they think it's cool to walk around with little bitty clothes, exposing themselves and doing things that they probably shouldn't be doing based on the television,
Oh yeah.
the internet,
Oh yeah.
their surroundings at school, their peers. I don't know. I think that's
Part of it all.
part of it.
Part of
Yeah.
it, I mean,
And I think a lot of people are just envy. They're
Mm-hmm.
so evil. And they're envy, they jealous of a person to read the things that they do.
Uh-huh.
You know, some people might be jealous of that person, the reason why they do the things that they do. Some people might just envy you, you know, in the workplace, you know, do things to sabotage what's going on with you because they're envy of you. They're jealous of what you do. You do stuff better than what they do, you know. So,
Isn't that something?
you know, so I think a lot of things have to do with different.
People basically
Yeah.
saying, I don't want you to have it. I want it.
Yeah.
I want yours,
Yeah.
and I don't want you to have it. Whatever it is, work, wife, children, family,
Yeah.
car,
Yeah.
success.
Yeah.
well, you know, I beg to disagree with you guys. I think people act the way they act and say the things that they do because it's some type of need that's not met. Why they doing that? I believe that, and it's up to me what I feel about it. I need to be aware to never take anything personal. And if I don't take it personal, I can kind of go back and catch myself and say, well, I wonder why he said that. Maybe they're frustrated. I just called and I'm bugging them.
Yes.
You know, and if I take it personal, then there I go. There's the conflict. And so people do what they do and how they do it because of a need that's missing within them. They think that by sabotaging, that's opinion, that's a judgment. The action is, what did they do? They didn't do something. But when you put and say a sabotage, well, now you're judging that person.
And saying that whatever they did it intentionally.
When then again, we don't really look deep enough because we want to take everything personal. I think, what do you think about that, LaToya?
I think it's very interesting. One. Two, it's easier said than done. I promise you, it is so easier said than done, because how could I not take something personal that someone's saying to me if they're pointing out all my flaws? Or, you know what I mean? Like, how do I not go on the fence when you're steady tearing me down? Or as I feel that way.
Yeah, right.
You know, so it's easier said than done for me. I have some work to do.
Said than done. Me, I think everyone has to keep an open mind.
Yes,
and
I agree.
basically of what things is coming at them. Because it's very, like LaToya said, it's very hard to not take it personal. If you're coming at me, I take it as an attack.
Yes.
So basically, I don't
Attack
know how to,
mode.
you know, I don't know how to take that. And if I'm at work and I'm doing something and I just had a report that needs to be done and we're both going after the same thing, you know, I call it sabotage. I call it as I see it, because we're both going after the same exact thing. And now I can't find my work when my work was just now here on the desk.
Yes.
To me, that's evil. To me, that's jealous, and you envy me. So to me, yeah, I agree.
I think it depends on the situations. And I think a lot of times we do, how do you say it, judge.
Yeah.
Judge, because that's pretty much how we live day to day. You know, you look at something, you read it, and you say it's this or it's that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And how do you get out of that mind state?
You know, it depends on the situation. Like if someone is talking to you, if we deal with the situation as is without evaluating, without you saying, well, she's so lazy. Well, what do you mean she's lazy? She didn't wash the dishes. The situation is, I didn't wash the dishes.
Yeah, so
now you want to put lazy on it.
I hear
I
you.
could have had a headache.
Yeah, that's
you
true.
know.
That's true.
I hear you.
Yeah.
You know, we judge
Yeah.
instead of staying
jump to
with what the
conclusions.
situation is.
Yes.
If we stay with what the situation is, my child didn't fold up the clothes. Not my child is lazy and just don't want to do it, because you don't know what's going on with them at that time.
Yes.
Even if we are parents, we really don't know what's going on. So when we put a judgment on it, then now you judging me, you saying I'm lazy, now I'm gonna jump into defense. That puts people in defense. And a lot of times it's easier said than done not to take it personal, but it's all in learning, getting educated, and not taking anything personal. You know, so
that's going to definitely take some work.
That's going to definitely take work. That takes work with children. That takes work with human beings. Period. Just not taking anything personal and just trying to deal with what's going on and just looking at the situation, feeling how you feeling about the situation, what you're needing from the situation.
So basically, put feelings to a side and it's straight dealing with the situation. No emotions.
No, you have emotions. Every has,
but not letting them take control of you to where you can't come to a resolution for the situation or the problem.
Not taking it personal.
Not taking it personal.
When you take it personal, that brings
you.
You just gonna get snapped. You know, that's why people do what they do. They done took what you said personal, and now our subject here is why do people do what they do or say what they do, and how am I supposed to feel about what they just did?
So basically, when they say the things that they say out of hurt, pain, frustration, and anger, we need to be looking at the fact that, okay, it's not about what you're saying right there, but yet up under that, there's a hidden message, a hidden need not being met. And let that be the focus.
Let that be the focus on the situation, not so much the behavior, not so much the tone, not so much
looks,
and the looks and all of that, but what you know.
Okay.
And go ahead.
No, I was just gonna add to that is very interesting because a lot of people, like I said earlier, has to keep an open mind for that. You know, if you don't have an open mind to seeing that is the person's need, then you wouldn't be able to see it. You would take it personal and take it as an attack.
So all that comes with education.
All that's interesting.
To get educated. Let's take, for example, the sabotage. Back to the sabotage. Now, you're at work. You can't find your paper, and you think you've been sabotaged, but then when you actually look closely, your paper up under your desk.
You just misplaced it. So how do you correct that? You know, you've called somebody something or then hurt their feelings. You know what I mean? Now we got to make that better, make that right, and not do that again.
You know, so a lot of times we jump to conclusion and really have all these judgments about things, which is what it is. We live and learn, live and grow.
Yes.
You know, so you can't beat yourself up. You don't never beat yourself up for nothing, because when you know better, you do better.
And that's what it's all about today.
And we're gonna take a break right now.
Okay. Lord. Count them favors so you can make the move. Count them favors so you can.
Welcome back. We were talking about why do people do what they do when they do it, and how should we feel about it. And I was just thinking, guys, what if somebody told you too big? How would you feel about that, LaToya?
First of all, now see, I know we don't supposed to take things personal. I might take that a little personal. And I might be asking them whatever they look like, why do they look like that? But in my best state of mind, I'd probably be saying to myself, you know, why is that a concern? Why do you feel the need to point out something that I may even be not feeling comfortable with, you know? Or are you trying to hurt my feelings? Are you trying to tear me down? Because maybe my personality is just too bubbly for you. I don't know, but it makes me wonder, what need do they need to be met at that time that they want to, you know, be pointing out things about me, you know?
Why they worried about it?
Yeah, seriously.
You know, why are you worried about it? I understand a lot of people, as far as friends or your child or your mother, you think you're looking out for them for the best way of, you know, of trying to help them, but how are you coming at them? How are you? How is the way it's being said to them? Are you motivating them? Are you basically
tearing them down?
Yeah, you know. So what was the need for that? Why you said that? You know, and it also goes back to the same thing you said. If someone tells you, what if it was your husband? What if it was your spouse? You know, they're sitting on there telling you that every time you eat, why you got that in your mouth? You know, just saying different things, and you basically. You might not weigh the same thing, but you both look the same way.
Okay.
So, you know, if you think I look this way, won't you try to help me? You know, we both can work out together.
Yeah.
You know, instead of sitting back saying negative things to me, how about try to motivate me and try to help me, you know? So it's basically the thing of how a person can sit back and talk all they want, but they're not trying to do anything to help you.
Yes.
You know, they're trying not doing anything. Only thing they could do is say negative things. Oh, she got a cute face, but her body big or whatever. You know, why? You know?
But you know what? This face ain't going nowhere.
Yeah,
but
right?
you looking. You say I got a cute face. Well, yeah. Yours look like it ain't too cute. You might be 2 sticks, baby, but ain't nothing popping off up there in the face. I can, like they say, I can get rid of this weight, but can you get another face? You know, so you know it all goes back to that. Why am I not comfortable in my body? Because people want to talk about me all the time. They want to say, you don't eat that. Oh, don't do this. Oh, don't do that.
Oh, carbs. Oh, this. And bread or whatever, you know. So, yeah.
You know, so a lot of times why people feel the way they feel and do the things they do and say the things that they do. But basically, it all boils down to choices. We all have choices, whether we believe it or not. Like when you say I'm too big, I have a choice of whether to cuss you out or
just
is
say
that
that's
right?
your opinion. That's how you feel.
Okay.
That's how you feel.
You know,
well, I don't feel like that. I love myself. You know, I love myself, and better yet, I'll take what you just said and use it as motivation to better myself. You know, but a lot of times people say things to tear you down, to do the total opposite.
And then too, at the same time, it's they want to tear you down for self-esteem issues, or they want to change. If you don't like the way a person, like I said earlier, if you don't like the way a person is looking, or not like looking, because who cares about
could
how
be your
you look?
partner
Yeah,
or
but
a
I'm
family
saying, as far as a family member or a partner, won't you try to help them?
Exactly.
Instead of tearing them down, help them.
Yes.
Find out what it is. Maybe they can't stop eating.
Yes.
Or maybe we can work out, if you like music, work out with music, you know,
or
work
maybe
out
they're
to anything.
depressed.
Yeah, you know, find out the reason why that they're doing this, you know, and try to help them instead of just talking about them.
And it has to come from a good place, you know, and that person has to feel that the information that I'm supposed to receive from you is coming from a good place, you know.
Yeah, that's your meaning. What you're saying, you ain't playing with me.
Yeah.
I mean, what was your need to tell me that I'm too big? Why, you mad?
Like,
Why you mad?
you can't gain no weight?
Why?
Or,
Are you one of them people that want to be big and can't be big?
Yeah, I can gain weight. So, yeah, that's
You
true.
know.
But then, too, at the same time, if they can't gain weight, that's nothing to talk about either, because some people probably can't and want. You know, some people probably can't gain weight and they want to gain weight.
So maybe it goes back to the fact that if you don't have nothing good to say, then maybe you should
Shut your mouth.
Don't say nothing.
right?
How does don't take things personal? What does that mean to you?
Don't take things personal. I'm thinking to myself, is there ever a time that I can take something personal? Like, what situation is that? Don't take something personal.
Take nothing personal.
Oh, don't take nothing personal. I think to myself that counseling, it's got something to do with counseling. And whatever the situation is, I'm to hear out that person's feelings and don't take it personal.
Don't take it personal.
But it's easier said than done when somebody's pointing out something maybe that you don't feel so good about.
Being a little condemning, huh? A little criticizing.
Yeah.
Makes it very hard to not take it personal.
To not take it personal, because automatically you go on defense.
Don't jump
You know, you your blood boiling, you're getting tense.
Yeah, because you done took it personal though.
Yeah, but I'm saying, how do you not take it personal?
I mean,
that's a good question.
Seriously, right?
It's a good question and an answer that needs to be told because me, I
don't know,
how
right?
to take it not personal.
So basically,
yeah.
I'm sorry.
yeah, basically it's like,
Hear the hurt and the pain, or the message behind the hurt and the pain, and deal with that.
yes.
And I guess that's how you don't take it
That's
personal.
how you don't take it personal, because you trying to say, now why did they say that to me?
Yeah.
What made her say that? Or you might can hear the frustration in their voice or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And it takes work. It's education.
Yeah,
You got to get educated. It takes practice and practice and practice.
Yeah.
But once you
Got it?
once you got it, there's no conflict.
Yes.
That avoids conflict.
So-
If you're not taking what I'm telling you personal, how we gonna fight?
Yeah. Right? Right?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Huh. No conflict.
No conflict.
It's just straight resolution. Let's get to the problem, down to what.
From that's the old way. That's the old way. I can play.
Not to take anything personal.
But it's so.
I know you just want to slap.
It's a
Yeah,
lot
like,
of
I mean,
learning.
what you
Yeah,
mean
it's a
don't take
learning.
nothing personal?
You know, it's a learning experience.
Yeah, you have to.
Yeah.
Wow.
Open mind to it.
You have to stay open-minded.
Another word,
have
another
to.
word. Keep an open mind.
Yeah.
Instead of saying not taking it personal, I say don't take it personal. She says keep an open mind. You say whatever you say.
Yeah.
I'm saying don't take it personal.
Yeah.
You
But
know,
ultimately, it boils down to that.
not taking it
Yeah.
personal because you have an open mind and you saying okay.
Oh, we don't take it personal because when we do, we shut down. We can't receive what you're saying. We can't process what you're going through. We can't do none of that if we take it personal. So that's what it is. Huh. Personal, you shut down. Huh. Wow.
Yeah, it's a learning. Life is a learning experience.
Yeah.
Life. Oh, that's what's so wonderful about life. Every time you wake up, you got another chance to get it right, to undo what you did. Well, you can't undo what you did,
But you can make it better.
Yeah,
You can make it better. You can apologize. You can work on yourself to make the situation better, depending on what the situation is. Seek education, seek counseling. All of that will be better for the situations that you may encounter in relationships, whether it's with your family,
yes.
your siblings, your parents, your co-workers. So,
yeah. Not speaking about co-workers and family and teenagers. My God.
yes,
As a parent,
yes,
a lot of times we as parents, we want to say, do what I say, but not what I do.
uh-huh.
And it don't roll like that in 2012,
2012,
baby.
right?
It ain't happening. It's just not happening.
You
And I
gotta
believe
live
in
by it.
1949 it wasn't happening neither,
Right.
but people was a little scared, But I don't think it's really never been happening because you can't tell somebody not to smoke no cigarette and you sitting up here smoking a cigarette 24/7. Your clothes smell like cigarettes.
Yeah.
Your house smell like
Yes.
cigarettes.
Yes.
How in the heck
Yes.
do you think I'm not gonna do what I see?
Exactly, right? Do exactly what I see. So you're to live by example.
Yeah.
You're the role model. We are role models, and a lot of times we are forgetful of that, And it's important. It's important because your children go out there and do everything that they see, and you're like, oh, where they get that from? From you.
Maybe not exactly from
Or
us.
from what you
from
expose them
yeah,
to.
what they've been exposed to.
Yeah.
Whether the exposure is television while she was asleep because
Yes.
you didn't have a control on it.
Okay.
or
Parental controls.
whatever.
Or the internet.
It's something
Yeah.
that they have been exposed to.
Yes.
And a lot of times
Yes.
we as parents want to take it personal,
Yes.
but we can't take it personal.
Yes.
Because we know that we've done the best we could do with what we had.
That's right.
And we as parents are to never beat ourselves up.
Yes.
Because when you know better, baby, you
do better.
You know?
You
So,
know better, you do better.
You do better. So the thing is is to stay educated, stay up on what's going on, stay up on what's going on with your kids, stay up
Open-minded.
Open-minded.
Stay open-minded.
Stay
Don't shut
open-minded.
down. It's
And
important.
it's very important as a parent to stay open-minded today in this day and time with
Yes.
these teenagers coming up in this
Because
day and time.
nowadays everything is permissible. Everything is permissible.
Yeah.
So how you gonna deal with it as a parent? How are you gonna deal with
First of
this? Go ahead.
I'm going to deal with it, first of all, by educating myself and knowing the stages that my children go through, developmental stages at certain times. We have to know what it is that they're going through, whether it's trying to be independent or, just learning right from wrong, We have to know their abilities. And
Not to expect more than what
they can do or offer, or so that's very important too. Like people, they make certain rules for people, and the kids don't know nothing about it. Like I agree that I think that families, the whole family need to make a rule, sit down and make rules. Even the babies don't want to be yelled at. When babies cry, they have an unmet
need.
Pamper need to be changed.
And they can't tell you, can't verbalize.
Right.
A lot of times you can't verbalize what you're feeling because you haven't been taught to verbalize. If you have feelings, you soft and you weak. Or you look down the bone.
Yeah, like a lot of society right now, which is the way it's going down right now. Yeah.
You feel weak, so you're not taught to express your feelings. So if you don't know what you're feeling, you don't know what you're needing, how you going to say what you're needing if you don't even know what it is? So,
now or forever hold your peace.
Yeah, really, we need to be able to know what we're feeling, know what we're needing, and be able to verbalize what we're feeling in an appropriate manner. Or if I'm not taking it personal, it don't make no difference
how you
come
give
out
it
your
to me,
mouth.
right? Just speak. Just let it be known. Just say what's on your mind. Speak your heart.
Speak.
Yeah. But a lot of times with the youth, they feel as though they can't speak, or they feel as though we don't understand what they're going through.
Yeah, when everyone's been actually that
through
age
it,
before.
Right.
Been there,
done that.
So, yeah, that's true.
But we go through that.
Yeah, but as a parent, we need to keep communications open. Our children should be able to come and tell us anything and everything. But that sometimes that might be kind of hard for the kid. I don't know. But I think with mine, I think all mine could come and tell me anything because they told me most stuff than I wanted to know sometimes.
Okay.
So it all depends on.
So they can tell you everything.
Even like now with my grandkids, they tell me, I know a lot of stuff, and sometimes I tell them, don't put me in this area. Y'all need to tell your mama, come on now, we need to keep it open and don't try to don't just tell me what, y'all maybe not tell your mama. So what is that saying?
That person is actually comfortable with talking to someone else than it is. Even though it's a communication that's open with the parent, but they just probably actually feel comfortable with telling someone else and then letting them say, oh, it's okay for you to tell your parents, then go tell their parents.
Okay, but what do you say to, they're obviously talking because they need some resolution to something. Or there's a need that hasn't been met or that needs to be met, and they're coming to an aunt, a cousin, grandmother, whatever. How do you get that need met if
they're not voicing it, or
if they're not voicing it, or if they're afraid to go to their parents and tell them, you know what I mean? Like, I don't.
How do
you know what I mean? How do me, the other person who they're talking to, like say for instance, my niece came and talked to me, and it was something really important. I feel as though she should talk to her mother, but she doesn't want to talk to her mother.
she feels more comfortable.
She feels more comfortable, but there's a need that needs to be met by her parents.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? How do I help her to help their whole situation? You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's Go ahead, Minnie.
I just think that you probably just need to just keep talking and talking until she gets comfortable, because it's not really, for instance, you can tell a child to go and tell their parents, but that doesn't mean that they're going to do it.
Yeah.
You know, so you could just keep encouraging them for them to go talk to their parents. And it's up to them to basically, if they want to talk to them or not.
Yeah.
Just encourage them, motivate them.
Yeah.
And hopefully that parent will
Listen.
Do something that might
Motivate them
motivate
to
the
want
child to be
communicate.
not scared.
Yes.
Why are you scared?
Intimidated or
Whatever.
Yeah.
You know, we need to not. But a lot of times when you done did something wrong, you scared already.
it's normal. It
you
just
know,
comes.
it's just normal. You know, and it's just. I guess it's just it's all in a
growing process.
All
Yeah.
a growing process.
Yeah.
And we as adults, the people that that the person is
communicating with.
that feels comfortable with telling you everything, until they get comfortable enough to tell who they really need to tell, you just would have to just, depending on what it is, be that ear for them and to encourage them and give them what they're needing until they're able to get it from where they really need to get it from.
Yes.
But then all in one, you still all one anyway, so they still getting it.
Yes.
So it really, you know, it's okay. It's okay.
Yeah.
Communication.
Must stay open. Must stay open. Must stay
All
open.
times.
And if we're that listening ear, we must keep an open mind.
Keep an open
Because like
mind.
you said, you know, your kids told you some things that's like a little bit too much. I need to hear all that. But you have to keep an open mind and not judge. Because judgment shuts
Shuts you
people down.
Yeah.
Every
Shuts them
time.
down.
Yeah.
Every time. It will shut you down.
Uh-huh.
And then, too, people feel like, why is there such a need for you to criticize and condemn? Why can't you, why? I mean, why you got to be so negative?
Yes.
I think maybe, too, at the same time, a lot of people that are so negative don't know how not to be. That's the only thing they know.
Maybe that's all they.
Yeah, that's all they
probably,
know. They don't know how to, you know, they don't know how not to be. They never was taught. Maybe their parents did that to them, and their parents' did that to them, and so on and so on and so on. So it never was taught to them. So this is like LaToya said. They have to be educated. You have to be old enough to say, hey, I'm an adult now. I have a child now. It's time for you to get that education. Everything is not written in a book. You have to get some kind of help, counseling, parent conference,
Yes.
you know, anything that can actually help you, because you don't know how to be a parent.
Yes.
So keep that education and keep that open mind to want to change and do it, because a lot of us wasn't born that way.
Yeah.
I mean, we wasn't brought
Taught.
up that way. Yeah, taught that way.
It wasn't taught. So
yeah.
you're doing basically the way your parents raised you, that's the way you're raising your
yes.
children.
So the
Yes.
cycle continues to go
Yes.
on. But
Unless
not,
it was something so terribly bad that happened to you
said, I
that
don't
you
want
said, I'm
that.
not going to never teach my kids
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
I'm not going to never do that to my children.
Yes.
So then, but basically, right. Our teaching came from the way we was taught. And a lot of us need to know that all of that wasn't cool. I don't care what you saying. I don't care if you 70 years old, you know back there in the back of your head that bullcomb mess that was done to you wasn't right, and you know you wasn't feeling
And
it
why
at the
continue
time.
it?
So why continue to do this mess, perpetrate this fraud?
So basically, now it's time to break the
stop it.
cycle.
Trying to break it.
Break the cycle.
Time to break it.
It's time to break it.
It's the same time. You just can't just continue it to be this cycle, cycle.
Yeah.
Stop
Because
it.
it's too much
Stop it.
damage being done,
It's
and
too
it's
much.
repeatedly being done. And
Right.
education is what stops it. Because when you know better, you
You
do
do
better.
Okay, baby, we're going to see you next week. Real talk.
Tune in.
Days, it's there fast. Counting them faves. Count them favors so you can make the move. Count them favors so you can make the move. Count them favors so you can make the